Hi there, it's Kevin from Roguedeckbuilder.com here with a Pauper deck. This one was inspired by Alucard AFK. If you haven't checked his channel, I will put up a link here and you can go check his channel. He has great content. He does commentary and deck techs. He does a lot of Pauper games, and I thought I would actually explore Pauper a little bit. I used to play Pauper I tried it out when Delver was really plaguing standard, and it was just getting really boring to play against Delver every game. So I played a Pauper deck, tried it out, and then I figured out the Pauper was just as bad, if not worse. There was basically one deck that was every other deck that you played against was Storm, and his Storm could go off on like turn 2 or turn 3, and there was really nothing in the format that could stop it except for counter magic like a mono blue deck, but it still was more powerful than that, and Storm was just plaguing Pauper. Well, recently they just have banned a lot of the Storm pieces. I believe I'm thinking they banned Ponder, I'm not sure on that, and they also banned the Grape Shot and the Empty the Warrens. So now Storm doesn't work like it used to on Pauper. In fact, I don't even think it exists anymore because I don't think there is any Storm cards that are legal. Anyway, so I thought I'd give Pauper another try, and this one I'm actually opening up to a community deck. Me and Morton have been talking about doing like a community, either over Skype or MTGO or Google Hangouts or something where we build a deck together. And this one I don't know if we'll actually have a meetup for it, but I am going to open this up to everyone on the Facebook page and the Reddit page and my YouTube channel to try to make the best black-red madness deck for Pauper. Let me explain Pauper really quickly. It is only an MTGO format. You can only use commons. They have not made this they haven't sanctioned it for an actual paper magic event, but usually there's like 1 or 2 dailies on MTGO for Pauper, and it's a very popular format, and of course very inexpensive because that's all commons. You can't use any uncommons or rares. You can only use uncommons or rares if they've ever been printed as a common. So anyway, let's go down the list here. Again, this is opened up to anyone to help me improve this list. Fiery Temper was always one of my favorite cards, and I really wanted to build a Madness deck. So I threw together every sort of Evoke, Madness, and Flashback type card, and I came up with this list. I'm actually thinking about cutting the Lightning Bolts just to give it more of a Madness feel, because there is a lot of cards I'm testing out here in the sideboard. But in the main board, I've got it down to 1 Spark Elemental. I'm trying this guy out. 2 Keldon Marauders. Keldon Marauders have great synergy with Grave Scrabbler and with let's open this up a little bit bigger, for Grave Scrabbler and for Reckless Abandon. I really like Reckless Abandon because it's 4 damage for basically 1 card. The Keldon Marauders is going to die, or say if you unearth one of these guys back, you unearth a Dregscape zombie or a Viscera Dragear, then you can actually use the Reckless Abandon on it. So my other 4 damage spell for 2 mana is Sonic Burst. You have to discard a card at random, but a lot of times random is not that big of a deal when everything gets some sort of either Madness trigger or Unearth trigger. So, yep, that's the theme of the deck. So I do have Faithless Lootings to kind of help us with the Madness and Unearth. It's kind of card advantage when all the stuff in your graveyard is something you can either unearth back or flashback back or just use it right off its Madness. And then the Burning Inquiry is really cool too, because same thing, it's 3 cards. They can trigger 3 Madness off of just 1 red. And yep, that's basically the gist of the deck. Grave Scrabblers are really cool because when they come into play, you return a creature from your graveyard to play, and then you can Madness it for 2. So it's very good. And then we got the Brain Gorgers because it's got a Madness. This guy doesn't work as good as I thought he would, but he's still pretty decent. And the Dregscape Zombies for Unearth, and the Rotting Rats for Unearth as well. We got the Viscera Dragears. It's probably the most powerful card in this deck because you can cycle it, then unearth it. So very powerful card. Now for the mana base, I'm using 20 lands. This deck doesn't need a lot of lands. I found out Rakdos Craniarium is very good in this deck, so I did include it, as it can bounce back a mountain or a swamp and just give you kind of that card advantage, because you will be depleting your own hand as well, and you need all the cards that you can get in your hand. Anyway, then I'm trying a 2 of Rakdos Gilgate. I do want a first turn play with like a red mana source, so I didn't want to go down too many mountains for more Rakdos Guildgates. So right now it's only 2. So onto the sideboard. These are just cards I'm testing right now. Of course, this deck isn't anywhere near finished. I've tested a few other cards. There definitely is some more Evoke or Cycling or Unearth cards that aren't in this list. And even I just realized there's also a mechanic called Recover. This seems like that could be pretty cool. There's a card that return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and then it's got Recover for 3. Recover is whenever a creature dies, you can recover that card from your graveyard. So that's another card I'm trying to mess around with. Anyway, we've got the Undead Leotau, however you say this. It's an Unearth for 3 that potentially can be a 6/1. So it's pretty good. I think that this card might find a home. I just hate the fact that it costs 6 if you want to cast it. But the Unearth does seem sort of powerful. I don't know. We'll mess around with this card. Dark Withering, of course, seems very powerful in this deck, as you can Madness it for just a black. And Madness is great in this deck, of course. Monstrous Carabid is in here for a couple of combinations. One with Grave Scrabbler, and the other one that I really like it with is this Call of the Netherworld as well, because you can cycle it, and then off of Madness you can cast this for 0 and get it back. And also with like cards like Restless Dreams, you can get it back. Tendrils of Despair, you can get it back. Or no, that one you sack a creature. Okay, not Tendrils of Despair. It's Tortured. There we go. Tortured Existence. So you can discard a creature card, return to a creature card from your graveyard hand. So you can Madness off something with Unearth or Madness, and discard it, and then get it back. So I really, really like this Tortured Existence with either the Monstrous Carabid and the Ingnot Chewer. You can just get some cool combinations. Here's a good Madness creature. Here's the Gorgon Recluse, 2 mana for 2/4 with a pseudo Death Touch like ability. Then we have also another Unearth. This Vithaean Stinger seems pretty good. I'll have to try it out. Nice little pinger, and you can Unearth it for 1 damage, so at least getting some card advantage out of it. Anyway, then there's Psychotic Episode. Psychotic Episode is pretty cool. It's like a Thoughtseize type card, but you actually get to look at the top card of their library as well, and Madness it for 2. So it's another Madness card. Delirium Skeins is really good. Each player discards 3 cards. That's going to benefit you more than it benefits your opponent, because you can ditch a lot of Unearth stuff and also trigger a bunch of Madness stuff off of it. So I could try to go to a more mono black list with these Call of the Netherworld. I think I'm trying to do 2 different things right now with the Burn and the Graveyard Recursion. So we'll see how it plays out. Then we have also the Augur of Skulls. Augur of Skulls just seems like another great card that you can sack it and then bring it back with Call of the Netherworld or Grave Scrabbler. And Macabre Walls. Return 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to hand, then discard a card. Great with any sort of Madness stuff. So yeah, again, I'm going to have to just mess around with the numbers here. See exactly which cards work the best, which cards don't. And we'll try to make a deck. I really want this to be a competitive Pauper deck. This is our first community deck that we're going to be trying to build and figure out the best combos possible, and then I'll enter it into a major Pauper tournament and see how well we do. Anyway, come find us on Facebook or Reddit, or just comment here on the YouTube channel. Eventually, like I said, I'm trying to get that website up. I have so much things I'm working on right now that I haven't had time to really sit down and work on that website, but eventually I want that website to be a community place where we can all get together and build these type of decks. So big plans in the future. Thanks for all the support. We just hit 1,500 subscribers. Thanks a lot. 150,000 video views. And yeah, this is a new, I'm reaching out to new formats here. So I hope you enjoy this. This is Kevin from Roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.